Coming into this, I was thinking we got another season of trash Koreaboo Fantasy Girl, but I gave the benefit hoping they saw how much we hated the first season being so unrealistic that no one could even relate. I got higher hopes once Kitty said this.
No, I am done wasting time. They all wanted to know what I learned about my mom, how my Korean was, and I realized I didn't really learn anything about my mom.
As she seems more focused on her mom's past instead, just how the first season was supposed to be. This part of the script felt like Netflix giving us a centimeter of what we wanted and only gave us a tiny bit of her mom's past. There was about 30 minutes of the mystery of her mom out of the 4 hours these 8 episodes had. It is astonishing that we don't even see their academics either. It is like the show didn't feel alive. It felt like the world around them didn't exist unless the writers needed them to. This show just can't be saved. It feels like the first time someone had written multiple points of view and they couldn't keep up with themselves. Also, total spoilers ahead as I will be going into depth of why nothing works. If we all remember correctly, Kitty finds out that she is bi at the end of season 1. This is such a stupid cliffhanger just to hook more gay people in to watch, but like it wasn't even good. There's nothing that could have made my gaydar say yeah, they could like each other. Nothing. They gave us nothing. It was just to fill up the plot for the next trashy season to be made, in which they didn't even do shit with it. It is like Netflix had a gun to their head forcing writers to write LGBTQ plus people, and they can never do it right. Some shows that did do justice without making it their whole personality is The Legend of Korra, Arcane, and The Owl House. Like, it's so easy to write them, but it just feels so forced and might as well not make a bi character. This is why Heartstopper was so good, because they could write a bi character without having them be passed around. Kitty was passed around more than a remote controller. Oh, and that trope of cheating is so disgusting. Like, yes, of course, the person who cheats doesn't deserve a chance again.
Wait, it's not what it looks like. Gotta hear me out. You can't ignore me forever, baby.
I'm not your baby, Yuri. Haven't you humiliated me enough? What could you possibly say that I want to hear?
I don't care what anyone has to say, cheating takes two and the actions made aren't forced, which means they could have refused to cheat. I hate that trope because it makes the characters look so dumb. It was awful that every time Kitty was sad, she needed someone to pick her up, and not even in a supportive friend way, but instead in the way where she was starting to make moves on the person who was with her. 3 couples I love in this season though was Yuri and Juliana before Yuri was bimboified. I swear she was never this stupid, and this season had her as if she got a lobotomy. It was sad because she was such a bad bitch and so was her girlfriend, and they just trashed that to give more to the plot to the main character. The second couple was Daya and Eunice, as they were total opposites, giving us cute moments of them together. I loved them and I was rooting for them till the end. And lastly, Quincy and Jin.
You. How did you even manage to shrink polyester?
Turnabout's fair play, Quincy.
I love the enemies to lovers type of relationship they had going on that turned sweet. All 3 of these couples were beautifully written, which makes me sad because the whole show could have been this way. When the writers thought they couldn't give enough plots, they decided to add one more into the mix, giving us a psychopath of a character. I swear they can never write just a nice character. I was thinking to myself, wow, finally a person that's sweet, but then I remember what show I was watching.
The last time, my name is Stella. There is no more Esther.
Not gonna lie though, she made it more fun, but also it feels like we don't have to care about this too much as Kitty has the fattest plot armor ever. Every time she gets in trouble, nothing happens and it just magically disappears. Or she is given the lightest punishment ever. They might as well put her in a zombie apocalypse show. She's invincible and also hard to get rid of. I was totally disappointed with the ending being nothing had changed besides Kitty's grandma and great aunt finally reuniting, which made me bawl my eyes out, but not because I was emotional, but because anytime I see old people happy it makes me cry. There was no attachment to the family to feel any sort of emotion connecting to them. I really wish we saw Kitty studying more Korean and getting better hang of her academics, but we saw nothing of that sort. It was as if the writers could not undo ideas and kept the first one they had in mind. This all feels like a rough draft that isn't even skimmed through to make sure that they would add more structure to Kitty's schooling and learning Korean. It was depressing, not gonna lie. They could have even made an ad with Duolingo to teach her how to speak Korean. It would have gotten the attention of so many, even though Duolingo sucks at improvement, but still would have given us the thought that she was learning and trying her best at it. Or she could have taken extra classes learning Korean from the start. Or if they didn't want to take that route, they could have said she was too busy with school and assignments, in which would give her the excuse that learning the minimum Korean to speak her grandma was hard.
I also have been preparing a speech in Korean. Do you want to hear it? 친애하는 가족님들 저는 여기.
Okay, stop. Kavi, oh my gosh.
Anything could have been better than just leaving the story wide open and empty. Don't even get me started with the singing competition that just turned into K-pop. This is the only class time we truly got to see with them. It was fun to see this side of the characters, but at the same time it was useless filler that built up to the ending that got fixed in 2 seconds. This show is safer than My Little Pony. They had to sacrifice nothing, which might make me sound like a psycho, but realistically this show was supposed to be a drama, and it felt like a lot of loud noisy issues but always ended up being resolved. The whole time watching I was like, oh no, another problem. Then I didn't care since it got fixed. Same with the couples, I didn't get attached to any of them since they just got passed around. They literally filmed it in an actual Korean school just for them not to use the place to their advantage of classrooms. Like in the first season they did good on that, but the second season was just full of them in their dorms and outside. The school ended just like the first one. Cliffhanger that gave us more crappy seasons to come, which just really pisses me off since I would kill to have one more season of Annie with an E. Like if it wasn't for my parents' family plan, I would never have Netflix. It's total ass. But after all this, it was a good watch. Mindless TV that got me able to finish all my chores without having to miss anything. Though a 12-year-old Wattpad writer would have probably written this better. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and this is all just opinion based, so you can have a different opinion of mine and comment down below if you disagree with me. I'm always up for reading the comments. And thank you guys for 10 subscribers.